There are moments that change everything. Moments when a signal becomes a conversation and a voice becomes the future. AI is no longer a vision of tomorrow. It's here. And it's the moment when trust is either lost or won. Speed, clarity, trust. They don't happen somewhere in the cloud. They happen right here, at the edge of every conversation. This is where AI gets its voice. This is where business is won. This is Reverb. Please welcome founder and CEO, David Morken.
Welcome to Reverb. So I feel it, but do you feel the energy right here, right now? I feel it, and I wonder, is it because we're in beautiful North Carolina? Yes. Is it because we're on this gorgeous campus in this amazing barn with all you wonderful people? Yes. But there is something else sparkling in the air. There is electricity in the air. There is an expectancy in the air, and I know you can feel it too. We are living through perhaps the greatest technology paradigm shift of all time. And that's not an overstatement. We're going from information to intelligence, from knowledge to understanding, and maybe someday to wisdom, and increasingly from text to speech. AI has found its voice and is rewriting the rules of how communications technology learns, adapts, and scales. Today, we will explore how the possibilities of AI are not defined by the large language models alone. They are defined by the moments when those models come to life. Moments when speed, accuracy, and trust matter most. A moment when your credit card is stolen and your bank's AI agent calls you to verify your identity. When your dog is sick and you need to speak to someone knowledgeable right now. When the flight to your daughter's wedding weekend is delayed and you must be on time, these moments are when your customers decide if they believe you, if they trust you, if they'll choose you time and time again. These are moments where speed, accuracy, and trust need to happen in perfect harmony. And that is at the cutting edge. The next-gen AI infrastructure, bandwidth's edge. We give you the speed and the accuracy you need to make the voice on the other side of your most critical call sound resoundingly human. But how do you reconcile velocity with accuracy? Because without both, there is no trust. Fast and wrong is, guess what? Still wrong. At the cutting edge, speed equals priceless time. Time for the model to think, time to fine-tune, time to deliver accuracy and realism at the pace of any human conversation. We all need a platform that can give you a wide vocal range. It can give you an immediate reaction in times of urgency, or a moment of quiet contemplation, or perhaps most meaningful of all, a profound silence. AI voices must deliver on the entire range of dialects, regions, tonality, accents, and, oh, by the way, you've got about 400 milliseconds to pull all that off. Our edge gives you that time. Our entire forward vision is built on one promise: to be at the edge of every conversation allowing you the freedom to scale your data, your security standards, your infrastructure, or ours. All of this is strengthened by the Universal Platform's freedom of choice and AI-powered automation to make your mission-critical communications unshakable. So what about today? Today, you will experience the edge in action. Let's talk about the foundation, the Universal Platform. 1, consistent, global experience for all your real-time communications needs. It's where the market-leading integrations and orchestration of Maestro meets the world-class resiliency and insights of our communications cloud edge. We give you the freedom to push global boundaries, and in the last year, our bandmates have been incredibly productive, adding new integrations across the contact center and unified communications stack. And this year, we are broadening in scope and intelligence again.
Last year, we said we had the most pre-built integrations
than any other carrier or CPaaS provider in the universe.
Most wasn't good enough. No one tells the Fortune 500 who to integrate with. New use cases, new platforms, new and selective expectations. So we went back to the drawing board and built something that connects with every AI platform under the sun. Every assistant, every agent, whatever you choose. Purpose-built for SIP, HTTP, and WebRTC. No limits, low latency, pure automation nirvana. Bring your stack, create the future, connect to the universe.
With our Bring Your Own Conversational AI, you get an open model that's standardized, programmable, and powered by our global voice API. Your own voice agents, your own speech recognition, your own orchestration logic, all plugged into Bandwidth's edge infrastructure for the ultimate control over your numbers and your entire communications stack. That is precisely what the Universal Platform delivers. Take a tremendous hospitality company like Wyndham Hotels and Resorts. Together with AI platform Canary and Bandwidth's Maestro, they transformed the guest experience into something smarter and so much more personal. To tell you more about Wyndham and their approach to AI in the hospitality space, please welcome Joe DeLuca along with Bandwidth's Jeff Turner.
Joe, great to have you back here again at Reverb, two-timer. Thanks for joining us. So last year on stage, you told us about your migration to the cloud, the foundation that's set for you. Tell us a little bit more about how that enabled you to take your voice experience to the next level.
Well, thanks, Jeff. It's great to be back. We have partnered with Canary Technologies for a voice AI solution. Now listen, this is not Wyndham's first toe in the AI pond, because we've been using AI both internally and externally for years, but this is the first customer-facing conversational AI that we've been using that uses generative AI and a large language model.
Yeah, it seems like Gen AI is everywhere. We obviously love to talk about AI. Tell us a little bit about the business challenges you face in hospitality specifically, and how you use AI to address those.
Well, listen, AI is absolutely reshaping hospitality. Our focus is to drive value to our franchisees, address staffing shortages, rising labor costs, and I gotta tell you, ever-increasing guest expectations. So this AI use offers the opportunity to improve efficiency, reduce workload, and it absolutely boosts customer satisfaction.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you can see that being a big benefit to your franchisees. What are some of the other key things you provide for them?
So AI being AI-powered hospitality being the future, right? We have introduced 2 separate programs, the Wyndham Connect and Wyndham Connect Plus. That's going to drive more direct bookings, reduce our OTA reliance, and it's based on 3 particular service pillars. One is guest messaging. Now, this is where our franchisees can use SMS to connect with their guests, both before, during, and after the stay. Then we have the QR code. QR code is fantastic. So guests could expedite the check-in process and avoid the lines at the front desk. And then most importantly, we have our voice AI. This answers property-related questions. Do you have a pet policy? What is it? You're running a shuttle. Can we modify booking? What is area attractions?
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Awesome.
And so we have actually migrated to date over 500 properties, and we continue to remain ahead of the technological curve amongst our competitors. That's what I'm telling you, we've really only begun to scratch the surface.
Yeah, that is tremendous progress and such a great use case for AI, I think. So the real trick in doing this is prioritizing your uptime. So, your foundation is set, your AI platform is there. How do you enable this in your call flows?
All right, so this is where bandwidth has been instrumental for us. Utilizing Maestro, we've been able to seamlessly route calls from our CCaaS platform with Five9 to Canary's voice AI. So the great thing about this is it's actually provided a de facto DR where we're able to maintain the continuity in our dial plan and ultimately mitigate vendor lock-in from that perspective. So it's completely flexible, and it's been an incredible benefit for us.
Awesome. We love to hear that. That's why we're here. Joe, love having this conversation. Really excited we have you here. Fingers crossed we can have you here again next year to talk about all the cool stuff Wyndham has done. Let's give a round of applause for Joe, everybody. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, man. Universal platform is built for. Voice AI that's seamlessly integrated into your communication stack. We all know the possibilities for AI are endless. So where's your edge? It's us. A tier 1 network, award-winning support, and the freedom to connect calls into your preferred AI platform. Bring your own AI with bandwidth. Whether that's conversational AI like Canary, or a developer platform like OpenAI. And today, with OpenAI's latest update to its real-time API, which includes native support for phone calls over SIP, bandwidth now gives you even more ways to connect through SIP or our programmable voice. We're giving you the ultimate tool set for voice AI development. Now, let's take a look at how the Universal Platform delivers more than just AI integration with mission-critical insights. This is how we transform raw data into action with Bandwidth Insights. We've applied Bandwidth AI to take those insights even further with real-time anomaly detection for voice. It's how we proactively spot issues before your customers ever feel them. So please welcome to the stage Sienna Stevens to introduce our powerful AI Insight tool. Sienna.
Voice errors happen, and when they do, we want fast resolution with minimal disruption. But not all errors are obvious right away. What we noticed was that our customers often face a delay between an error occurring and being able to fix it. We've tackled this challenge head-on with anomaly detection for voice. Using AI and machine learning trained on your historical voice traffic data, it quickly flags unusual activity that may signal an issue. And with easy-to-set alerts, you'll know when and where anomalies occur so you can act fast.
You want to show us what it looks like?
Definitely. Let's check it out. So from the bandwidth dashboard, you'll click into the Insights panel and select Alerts. This takes us to your voice alerts configuration page, and we will click Add New Alert, name our alert, select Voice Anomaly as the type, and you can choose any number of metrics to alert on. Jeff, you want to choose a metric?
Let's go with incomplete calls.
Perfect. And you want inbound or outbound?
How about outbound?
Great. We'll select a notification frequency of 10 minutes, and you can choose to be notified by email, webhook, or both. We'll do email here.
Oh, hey, you can use my Hotmail account.
Jeff, we usually use test@bandwidth.com, but maybe next time. Click Save, and you can see this is the alert that we've just created.
So I think we realize it's unlikely we're going to see a real error on stage, given our resilient network. Is there a way that you can show us what it might actually look like?
Yeah, let's show you an example of what this could look like. So if an anomaly in voice traffic is detected based on the example we've just set up, you'll see the status of the alert change to alarm, and we'll arrow key here, and this takes us to our voice anomaly dashboard for incomplete calls. And you can see this red dot has just appeared on the incomplete call graph.
And I'm assuming we get more information there?
Of course. If we hover over the red dot, you will see this pop up giving more information about the anomaly detected. In this instance, the number of incomplete calls for this account fell outside of what's typical for your traffic based on bandwidth AI, giving us vital clues that can help solve the issue faster.
That is really cool. You can see how customers can address these issues much more easily with this.
Exactly. You're getting specific, intelligent, actionable data that can help you resolve issues before your business even feels it.
That's awesome. Thank you, Sienna. Can I get a round of applause for Sienna? Thank you. So what you just saw is a glimpse at how we help you go from reactive to proactive. It's a game changer that gives you more time to focus on what really matters, customer experience. Which is why I want to welcome David back to the stage with Simran from Capital One.
Thank you.
So Capital One is one of the largest banks in the United States, headquartered in McLean, Virginia, and has carved out an incredible reputation for blending financial services with technology-driven innovation. Simran and her team in Capital One are 100% doing telephony in the cloud. They are ranked #1 according to J.D. Power's National Banking Customer Satisfaction Survey, and they're ranked 15th on Fortune's magazine list for 100 best companies to work for. Speaking of all that excellence at Capital One, we are joined by Simran Kaur. Simran is a distinguished engineer at Capital One, which is the coolest title ever. She has a master's in electrical engineering from the University of Texas at Arlington and formerly was at Avaya for 9 years as a technical manager. Thank you, Simran, for your 5 years of incredible partnership and for joining us at Reverb.
Thanks, glad to be here.
So I'll jump right in, and I want to start with the big picture. Why is customer experience such a non-negotiable at Cap One?
Sure. So customer experience is not just option. It's part of the product we offer. It's the driving force behind business success. We don't just ship financial products. We deliver trust, simplicity, and a seamless experience across every line of business for each one of Capital One's customers. It's a promise underpinning everything we do.
Your scope personally is ginormous. It's massive. Can you paint a picture of the underlying complexity that you and your team are managing?
Sure. So as you know, Capital One is a constellation of business units, each with its own unique needs and demands. Think about a huge variety of communication flows, contact centers, and regulatory requirements. But the guiding principle is keep that complexity invisible in every call, in every verification, as frictionless as possible. As a real-life example, we are doing real-time seamless fraud detection at scale, without impacting the customer experience. We saw that during the transition in COVID, where agents shifted home, but they were still taking calls, servicing calls without a glitch, despite the scale.
That is extraordinary, taking me back to those days when all the calls were going home. We've journeyed alongside you for several years, and we know that you're not just a cloud adopter, you guys are cloud innovators. What does that look like in practice to push those frontiers?
Sure. So Capital One didn't just adopt cloud early. We fully embraced it. We saw the future. It was digital, agile, real-time, intelligent, and infinitely scalable. We led the move to a cloud-first architecture, and that has benefited us tremendously. Just an example, the call volume agility that we just spoke about. Migration to cloud has had many complexities, across our company's communication stack, but it has also presented us with unique opportunities. When we were first leading this cloud journey, we met with bandwidth, and it was your team's innovative approach that helped us, truly unlock that potential of that complexity.
So thank you, and let's talk about the opportunity that it brought in 3 parts. First, control and visibility. What problem surfaced in your contact center traffic?
So before migrating to bandwidth, we consistently saw brittle connections, network connections, agent connections, without much visibility into the root cause. This lack of visibility into why it was happening, where it was happening, it was a very common theme during those early days with the traditional telco partners. After a conversation with bandwidth, our 2 teams kind of solution architecting together, we realized a few things there. First of all, the limits of that particular setup. That setup was inadvertently, flooding PSTN markets. Think about calls transiting between different carrier networks before terminating. And that's not just an inconvenience, it's a direct hit to the customer experience that we so deeply care for.
Yeah. I know that customer experience is paramount for both our companies. I'm curious, from your view, with that particular problem, what did we do together to fix it?
We needed enterprise-grade solutions, which gave bandwidth an opportunity to deliver. The first one being the next-gen end-to-end IP network. We now have the ability to view the call entirely, from one end to the other end, within bandwidth's perimeter, eliminating those unnecessary PSTN hops when calls are terminated to the IVR platforms, CCAS, UCAS, whatever platform it has to go to. This ability to see the call flow end-to-end is a huge benefit from an operational and troubleshooting perspective. We have a rich set of APIs. Now we can take a whole routing construct, embed it within Capital One's internal network, and then engineering teams can make changes at any times as the need demands. So, and also not to forget the multi-carrier redundancy that we have for toll-free.
Yeah. With that first opportunity solved, which was control and visibility, you shared that our second opportunity for working together was to deliver security at speed. How did you protect the experience while also moving faster?
So security at speed is a challenge when everything shifts to the cloud. Our customer experience is reliant on speed, accuracy of caller authentication and verification when calls first come into Capital One. As we know, this is a very, very dynamic situation where the cloud fraud landscape is changing all the time. We need to react real time, as those changes demand, as the fraud engines demand, to minimize those threats. The same visibility of the cloud that we have with bandwidth, we are able to extend that to these additional tools. And this is a critical advantage for our most secure call flows, especially the highly regulated business units where we need that visibility and security.
Yeah, you guys are definitely regulated. Let me ask you, in this particular example that you used, what did we do here in that case?
So now we have direct integrations into our CCaaS, UCaaS, and all other platforms, as opposed to having a fixed, rigid blueprint for these integrations. This is enabling us to apply treatments where they actually make most sense, as opposed to going into a single kind of integration. So this is without compromising security. This is giving us the speed to deploy faster. It is allowing us to do a plug and play kind of between newest and the best technologies out there. And we are also performing percentage-based A/B testing between these applications to solve for the most complex needs.
That's awesome. Okay, so with 1 and 2 underway, you had a third challenge. You had to scale everything in your infrastructure to take on new challenges. What does scale look like for you, and what did you need from us?
So as complexity increases, the demand for scale increases. We need telecom partners to scale their operations and workflows, just like software companies, and Bandwidth is doing that. Our teams are working on a complete set of rich APIs stack, which is critical for enterprises that are enabling automation, governance and operational automation, access to industry expertise and support. Bandwidth is the first partner we call when there's an issue, and your teams jump on even when the issue is not Bandwidth. So yeah, it's been a great partnership.
Thank you very much. I love hearing that. What is the next opportunity you think you might be bringing us?
I'd say continued co-creation. Let's turn the next layer of complexity to the next advantage.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for your partnership. Thanks for challenging and pushing us every step of the way. Please join me in a round of applause for Simran Kaur from Capital One. Okay, up next, please join me in welcoming Bandwidth's very own Chief Operating Officer, Devesh Agarwal, who will share how we're expanding into new countries. Devesh.
We are taking Bandwidth global voice capabilities even further, expanding full PSTN replacement across key markets in Latin America. Love Latin America. Argentina is live for resellers and enterprises. Peru is releasing at the end of September, few more days. And we're excited to announce Brazil and Mexico are coming in 1Q 2026, bringing PSTN replacement to 42 countries, but we are not stopping there. We are scaling across Asia Pacific. Our Sydney point of presence is now upgraded to universal platform. And we are adding Singapore in 1Q 2026. This is a major step forward. It means you can support complex, multi-regional, low-latency use cases in more places on a single platform. One of those early leaders is here with us today. I'd like to welcome Chris Jones from Genesys. Chris, welcome to the stage. So good, Chris. Please. Always good to see you.
Good to see you
again.
too.
Again.
Good to be back.
Yeah, good. Genesys has built an impressive ecosystem, powering thousands of large organizations worldwide. Yeah.
We have.
What key experience drivers are you focused on for these customers?
Well, customers today expect more than interactions. They expect experiences, and those expectations are outpacing legacy models. And organizations that fail to connect data, AI, and human interaction are being left behind. At Genesys, we call this experience orchestration, and we believe that it's a key differentiator in this experience economy. Genesys enables more than 8,000 organizations in over 100 countries worldwide to provide empathetic, personalized experiences at scale. And around the world, customers like Adapt Health, HSBC, Banco de Vivo, and Cathay Pacific rely on Genesys to increase loyalty and efficiency in this experience economy. And when you move fast, you need a partner who can keep up. And that's where our partnership with Bandwidth really shines.
8,000 customers, low latency, love it. So your global platform is expanding and it's impressive. But expansion comes with complexity. Why is it important for Genesys to have reached these new global market with automated workflows and AI tools?
Well, being global and having global presence isn't just a technical requirement, it's a strategic advantage. And we know that we need to be where our customers and their customers are with local regulatory, compliance, data sovereignty, and performance capabilities. And Genesys Cloud was built for global reach and resiliency. AI requires real-time voice, data, AI-driven automation across all of these regions. And that means that we need ultra-low latency, secure number provisioning, built-in compliance controls internationally. And this is where Bandwidth gives us a real edge with quick and reliable last-mile voice, local number availability, and regulatory alignment of carrier services globally. So that really frees us up to do what we do best, which is to help businesses orchestrate experiences that earn loyalty and drive growth. And we're really excited about the universal platform as well, to have a single portal and API available to us outside of the US. That's really powerful for us. So yes, global presence is important, but global and local AI-powered orchestration at scale, that's what unlocks real value.
You already have Mexico and Brazil today working with other carriers. As we mentioned earlier, we are thrilled to be expanding our global reach of PSTN replacement, Mexico and Brazil, 1Q 2026. When it comes to automation and supporting your own regulatory compliance, in these regions, what's the experience you're expecting from Bandwidth?
So you're right that we already offer voice in Mexico and Brazil, and I'm happy to share that we expect to deploy new full core Genesys Cloud regions in both Mexico and Singapore later this year. And we'll be offering both Genesys Cloud Voice and bring your own carrier options in those new regions. Expanding in Brazil is exciting too, and Bandwidth will be an important part of that going forward. This is exciting because Bandwidth has proven to deliver number provisioning, compliance built directly into the infrastructure in other parts of the world. And so extending those models to these critical new markets will allow our operations teams to move faster with fewer exceptions, fewer escalations, and no compliance guesswork. So there's a lot to be excited about as we continue to expand our global services together to scale experience orchestration in the agentic AI era.
Chris, love this partnership. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you from everyone in Bandwidth, the whole team. Excited to be on this journey with you. Please give a round of applause.
We're excited too.
Thank you. Thank you. Reducing your complexities and making enterprise communication frictionless is why 100% of Gartner's UCaaS and CCaaS leaders, Magic Quadrant leaders, are with Bandwidth customers. Let's take a look at some of these newest features and functionality that makes this happen inside the Bandwidth app.
frictionless experience is what our customers get through our app and APIs. Many of you have been integrating with our APIs for years, and now AI is accelerating your development with agents that can go deeper, automating workflows, orchestrating tasks, and acting on your behalf in real time. To support that future, we evolved our developer experience. First, we delivered machine-readable dev docs, compatible with new ways of working. Second, we released Cynthia, our bandwidth chatbot, who can provide developers the context and even the code they need to solve the problem at hand. Third, we have developed our own MCP server, which is ready for use today. Bandwidth's MCP server turns our APIs into tools that your agent can use. Using natural language requests, your agent calls the APIs directly, interprets responses in real time, and triggers the next step automatically. No code required. Connect your agent to search phone numbers, send text messages, and more. This new developer experience will give you the power to build the next generation of applications your customers can trust. I personally could not be prouder of this team. Over the last year, our support teams have hit an almost perfect score, 99.2%, for response rate within our SLA window on technical support tickets. And our speed and resolution agility has landed us with an impressive 97% overall customer satisfaction score. These are not just vanity metrics, they're the result of real humans, real resolutions, working tirelessly for some really freaking awesome customers including Salesforce, who you'll hear from in just a few minutes. And for those of you who do not have the time or, well, the bandwidth to DIY with AI, we're working on out-of-the-box agentic AI solutions to help improve your operations too. Bandwidth is building agents for the future of communications. Let me introduce you to the first of many. And there it is. The first of many agents in our symphony. Let me be clear, this agent skill set isn't just going to be available inside the Bandwidth app. You'll also be able to integrate it as a single endpoint directly into your workflows to interface with your end users. Okay, so you want proof. We all know seeing is believing, right? Let's check it out. Help me welcome my friend Lawrence to the stage to show off the new activation agent in action. Welcome, Lawrence.
Thanks, Michelle. I am so excited to show how Bandwidth's activation agent can bring ease and efficiency to the global phone number setup experience. Now, I want to quickly level set here. Getting end users set up with global phone numbers has always been quite the chore.
No kidding. This is one of the top reasons customers create tickets to check out the back and forth requirements for service activation. So tell us more.
So for this demo, I'm going to show how it might look for a customer to build this into their app. Let me quickly introduce you to Sonata Voice Services, our fictional company that's using Bandwidth's communications APIs for their global UCaaS offering.
I'm really familiar with these types of customers. Before this service activation agent, they would have to develop with over 30 API endpoints just to get service activated in a market, a complex market, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me show you how it saves time. The team at Sonata Voice Services has already embedded our activation agent into their phone number ordering process. So now, if I'm an end user trying to get a phone number in Portugal from Sonata Voice Services, like this toll-free number, my workflow is automated. Once the end user adds to their cart, they go to setup and checkout in this workflow. As soon as I click this, I'm met with the activation agent, which will guide me through the end user validation process to activate services on my phone number.
So is the agent context aware right now? It knows account information, for instance?
It is. The agent is familiar with the end user's account and shows a list of existing businesses that can be associated with this new number. For this demo, let's associate our new number with the business account, Great Expectations. Awesome. Looks like this business will work. The agent says all I need to do is provide the name of a legal representative and proof of identification.
So I can see how this can save time for our customers and our customers' end users, but what if an end user doesn't understand why you're asking for what you're asking for?
Let's ask the agent a question. The legal rep is Paige Turner, but why do I need to provide proof of identity? Okay, looks like it's a requirement for Portugal.
Portugal. So Portugal is one of the many countries that requires additional identification, different regulatory things for service activation. So that makes perfect sense.
Now, let's go ahead and upload our passport to wrap this up.
So for this demo, you're going to see Lawrence upload a fake passport because, you know, when you're broadcasting to thousands, you probably shouldn't use a real one.
And there you have it. With just a few simple steps, this user was able to select a toll-free phone number from Sonata Voice Services, associate it with their business, and provide the required information, all with the activation agent doing the heavy lifting.
Thank you so much, Lawrence. Let's give Lawrence a hand. That is the power of our first business agent. Simple, compliance-aware, and ready to plug into your workflows. My favorite part, it did not require a single support ticket. That is just one example of how we're making it easier for you to work smarter, move faster, and build trusted communications. But trust does not exist in a silo, does it? It takes the entire communications ecosystem to reinforce trust. Let's zoom out and see it in action.
Nearly a decade ago, StirShaken was launched with a single goal: to build trust in voice communication. By signing and authenticating calls, the industry aimed to combat fraud and spoofing. But reality is yet to catch up. Carriers are required to sign calls, but because of legacy hardware and the PSTN and other complexities, that trust is not always passed through, which means the verification signal is often lost, even when enterprises do everything right. The industry deserves better. We're increasing the fidelity of StirShaken with hosted signing services. And we're taking it further, passing along IP call data end to end, so enterprises can finally use what they've earned: verified trust. Together with industry leaders, AI-powered authentication becomes smarter, frictionless, and trust. We're building it, call by call.
You know, the message is clear. Building trust in voice is no longer optional. It's essential. At Bandwidth, we are not just delivering calls, we are rethinking end-to-end our partners to serve enterprises better. To go deeper, I'd like to welcome our partner, Bryce from Pindrop, to the stage. Bryce, please.
Thank you.
Bryce, thank you for joining us, please. Pindrop is a leader in voice security and fraud prevention for contact center, using call metadata and advanced AI to spot and stop fraud in real time. Their technology not only protects enterprises, but also complements what we are creating with Maestro, building secure, trusted communication experience. It's great to have you, Bryce. Could you share some recent trends you have seen in contact centers?
Yeah, and it's great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the big thing is since 2021, we've seen fraud double into the contact center. At this point, for the clients and even mutual clients, which we monitor for, healthcare companies, financial institutions, 1 in 600 calls into the contact center at this point is fraud, right? And some of that is the same old story, right? Fraudsters exploiting knowledge-based questions to trick your agents or IVR into being serviced. But they're also, in 2024, we saw them tricking victims into giving up their one-time passcodes 24% of the time, right? So the online marketplaces, which are selling these tools and to help these fraudsters carry out more sophisticated attacks, those are like spoofing and OTP bots. It's really driving the fraud higher.
Man, are there any specific attacks the enterprises should be looking out for?
Well, look, you folks are using AI for good. We're using AI for good. Fraudsters are not using AI for good, right? So, I think we've already seen in 2025 that AI tools focused at trying to mine consumer data out of an IVR so that they can carry it, the fraudster can carry it out an attack either in that institution or another institution. We're seeing AI used to generate voices to impersonate another human being, right? Again, kind of when they start to combine those tools, right, the tools where they're spoofing and other things with AI, I think that's when we're really, going to see more attacks and more fraud. But it's not all bad news, right? I think we are seeing, tools like Stir Shaken with the, we just saw the video for and the FCC mandated. It's becoming easier in some cases to make sure you're talking with a good person and not a bot or not a fraudster.
Bryce, that data only helps when it's present on a call.
Yep.
How often is Pindrop able to see attestation for an inbound call?
Yeah, so for folks that are not familiar with Pindrop, we're monitoring calls as they leave the phone carrier or the contact center company into the enterprise contact center, right? And so we get to see it all. We see the audio, we see the SIP. And there's, I think we're huge proponents of Stir Shaken. We want it to be rolled out. And I think we have a scorecard here that we produced because, again, we want to help the industry improve. We could pop up our scorecard. Now, what you're going to see here is the left-hand side. These are the kind of big three carriers that kind of always existed since I joined in telephony 25 years ago. And on the right-hand side, these are the Magic Quadrant leaders, right? These are the major contact centers and competitive carriers. And you can see the variation's huge, right? 0% to 85%, right? So it's really all over the board. And what we found is the companies that have invested and kind of cut their teeth in IP telephony, the companies that have focused on peering and direct connections, those are the companies which are excelling in this space. And I'm going to ask you, carrier B up there, you can see 86%. If anybody hasn't guessed yet, carrier B is actually bandwidth. So you folks are absolutely leading the charge in this space. And just, I just want to say, hats off to your telephony team because your network team, because the only carrier, the only contact center provider that's providing AT&T Wireless, T-Mobile, and Verizon Wireless attestations in the industry, the only one. So you folks have done something that in 10 years, no one's been able to replicate. So it's really impressive. Hats off.
For one time, it's okay to be B and not A. Thank you so much, Bryce. You've been an incredible partner. Now let's give Bryce a hand. Thank you. Our industry is changing fast, which is why we're expanding our trust portfolio. I'd like to welcome David back to the stage to tell you more. David.
Customer experience depends on one thing above all else: trust. If customers do not trust the call on their phone or the message in their inbox, they will not engage, no matter how good the offer. That is not just one brand's problem. It is a challenge for everyone, and at Bandwidth, we're tackling trust from every single angle. First, we've introduced dynamic number intelligence. Our intelligent lookup tool deploys a data-first approach to help you and your calls and messages reach all the right people. That means better data to help you keep opt-ins current, avoid blocked or filtered calls, and cut out the unreachable numbers altogether. The result: cleaner lists, more relevant conversations, and much stronger ROI. Second, a single phone number for your brand's trusted identity. If you're calling from one number and texting from another number, trust breaks down. In markets like the UK, Mexico, and Brazil, a single number for both is not just a nice to have. It is literally the only way. That's why we're expanding your options for a consistent identity across voice and messaging, one number, one experience in 6 countries by the end of Q1 2026. Third, number reputation management. Our solution to prevent legitimate calls from being mislabeled as spam. You get real-time visibility and remediation, and now voice resellers can do the same with our API-driven platform. And here is where we're introducing 2 new powerful layers of trust from Bandwidth. 1, identity authentication, and 2, identity presentation. With our Identity Authentication API, enterprises send call information directly to the carrier's analytics engines. Outbound calls using Bandwidth numbers are authenticated and tied to your authorized identity, preventing bad actors from spoofing your trusted brand's number. This authentication lets the analytics engines take action, while mobile network operators applying spam-likely labels or even blocking calls aren't authenticated. But authentication alone isn't enough. Pew Research reports 8 out of 10 people will not answer a call from a number they don't recognize, and I am definitely one of them. That's why we're pleased to offer identity presentation through our preferred branded calling partner. This gives you control over how your logo, your name, your call, and the call reason appears on the other end of your phone call. Every innovation in our trust portfolio has one purpose: to make customer experiences seamless, global, and trusted from the first ring to every second after. Trust fuels customer experience. And the company Salesforce fuels what comes next, with Agentforce delivering personal, reliable messaging powered by AI. Please join me in welcoming Bandwidth's very own Caitlin Long and Salesforce's Swati Dave to the stage to dive into exactly how trust is built within Salesforce's platform.
All right, Swati, welcome.
Thank you, Caitlin, and super excited to be here with all of you.
We are so excited to have you. And always, the best place to start is the beginning. So, from your experience, why does messaging matter so much to the customers that you serve today and just creating that overall customer experience journey?
Let me start with a rapid shift that we are seeing with customer expectations. Customers expect seamless, personalized conversations with the company and consistency when these conversations are transferred across departments. But the challenge is, enterprise software implementation in most companies is fragmented. You have service on one system, marketing on another system, creating all kinds of disconnected experiences. And that's where generative AI is actually becoming the real catalyst here, forcing companies to rethink their digital engagement strategy. And honestly, the promise of the autonomous AI agents to transform these enterprises into agentic enterprises can only be realized if companies have unified customer 360-degree view across service, sales, and marketing. And the other thing I feel is important is also having a channel strategy. Like your channels like web chat, WhatsApp, SMS, and Slack, they are becoming the front door to agentic AI. And that kind of puts conversational messaging at the heart of the shifting customer experience landscape that we see today.
So you hit on a lot. I think the complexity of your answer there alone underscores just the fragmented challenge that some of our customers are facing today with really uniting everything. So can you walk us through a little bit more about what Salesforce is actually doing about that?
Yeah, broadly speaking, our strategy boils down to 3 pillars. It's essentially applications, data, and AI, all working seamlessly together on this one trusted platform. So applications, instead of having a separate product-centric approach, which kind of compartmentalizes your service, your sales, your marketing, the applications that we have, Sales Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Service Cloud, they're all built on that same metadata framework. Think of it as the language or the blueprint that kind of connects all of these application layers. The second is data. Here, our data cloud is basically the single source of truth, whether it is the CRM data or data that is sitting outside of Salesforce. Using our zero-copy architecture, you can easily access this data in real time. And then the third is AI agents. Here, Agentforce is our new platform that allows you to build these AI agents, as well as support assisted AI use cases in the flow of work for, let's say, a service rep or a sales rep or even a marketer. And lastly, we are taking all of these conversational channels and unifying them so that we create that connective tissue that allows your AI agents, your humans, to all work in that same channel across sales, service, and marketing use cases.
So you're speaking my language. I'm in product, so love a layer cake analogy. Can you dive in a little deeper into just sort of the orchestration and the technical bits on sort of how you're uniting those different layers together?
Yes, and again, as I mentioned, the core philosophy is very simple. Customers want one continuous conversation with the company, and they want you to mask all of your internal departmental silos. Now, to deliver this, we have built a unified engagement platform, which kind of takes 3 architectural layers and completely unifies, integrates it. The first one is the connectivity layer. Think of this as Salesforce's last mile that connects with aggregators like Bandwidth and ecosystem partners like Meta through SMPP binds and APIs respectively. And then the second layer is the conversation layer, which takes all these messages, all these voice calls, and stitches it all together in this unified conversation history. And the third is the orchestration layer, which takes all these incoming messaging sessions, the voice calls, and then intelligently routes it to the AI agents or service reps based on context. And by doing so, we are in a position to provide that end-to-end connected experience across that entire journey. Right. So you can have your marketing promotional message become two-way conversational with an AI agent or a service rep.
So I'm going to ask you about an example. I'm a very visual person, so can you walk us through maybe a good example of how your customers are actually using this solution to really close the gap on their side?
Yes, and I have plenty of customer success stories that I can share across regions, across industries, and so on. But the example I wanted to share today was actually how Salesforce is using its own technology to essentially deploy customer-facing AI agents and employee-facing AI agents in messaging. So we've become our own customer zero. We have deployed AI agents in web chat on our own help sites. And our help sites, to put this into perspective, get around 60 million customers looking for answers across 740K knowledge articles. And our AI agents are doing fabulous there. They have resolved more than 85% of our customer inquiries, which is leading to 65% reduction in response times for most users. But that's not all. We are also using that same technology internally for our employees. So we have deployed AI agents in Slack for all typical HR and IT cases. There's an agent called Wellbeing Agent, which gives me answers on benefits. There's a manager agent that gives me personalized recommendations on how best to support my teams. And then there is the TechForce IT agent, which answers most of the common IT-related issues. And again, the impact is real here. The IT agent has already resolved more than 9,000 cases, which is around 40% of our case volume today, and is projected to be around 75% by end of this year.
I love those stats. Very, very powerful when you're going out and helping inspire other customers as to what they could do. I am hoping, since we've been a partner since 2019, Bandwidth and Salesforce, that we've been at least some very small part of that journey. So maybe if you could speak to us a little bit more about how we've enabled some of those wins on your side.
100%, and you guys have been a great partner. We go a long way back. I think there are two crucial areas where we have partnered more recently. The first one is real-time visibility. And as all of you know, messaging, especially SMS, isn't just plug and play. There is registration, verification, provisioning, which historically has been very slow and opaque. And that's where channel experiences and just new channels. We are exploring RCS and much more with Bandwidth. And then invest in differentiated experiences. For example, multimodal experiences where blended simultaneous sessions across different modalities, voice and messaging, that's an interesting area. The second, I would say, is Slack, where building new integrated experiences between Slack, which is the agentic conversational workflow for a lot of internal users, and the most widely used consumer messaging apps is another interesting area.
You're certainly not going to be bored over the next year or so. So Swati, thank you so much for being here and sharing with all the lovely people here today what exactly you're up to over at Salesforce. Let's give a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
What we just heard from Swati is a perfect example of how Salesforce builds trust into the customer experience from the very start. When trust is missing, even the most intelligent AI will struggle to reach its full potential. And that's precisely why we created the Bandwidth Registration Center, the place where trust in messaging begins. Starting with an API that lets users input their information automatically, the Registration Center is a single place to register brands, use cases, customer details. Plus, we make it even faster with autofill for customer profiles and the ability to import existing campaigns. And to get you to market even faster, we've brought down our 10DLC campaign registration approval times to under 2 days. It's all about reducing friction so you can focus on empowering your customers across multiple channels, I might add, including 10DLC, shortcode, and of course, coming soon, RCS. Speaking of, we're on the shift, the edge of a major shift in how brands engage with their customers. RCS for Business is redefining what it means to connect with customers, moving us from static one-way updates to rich, fully conversational experiences right inside the native messaging application. This goes beyond MMS. This is about fundamentally transforming CX into a seamless dialogue, blending the best of digital, mobile, and in-person interactions into an actual conversation. Now, story time. So, frequent traveler myself, I've had my very fair share of flight delays. And in case you haven't actually traveled recently, I will say it is very difficult to find out about said delay. So, imagine you get a delay Instead of having to go find out about it, ruffle through information, stand in long lines, receive the flight delay on your phone and in the same messaging thread, rebook your seat, select a meal or drinks, depending on how rough the day's been, perhaps, from a carousel of options, and you get your new boarding pass instantly. But the real question is, how far away are we from this reality? And the answer is the future is already taking shape. And I'm super pumped to make it real with an actual example and a real demo from Kirsten, Out There Media. I would love to invite you on stage to walk us through. Kirsten, come on up. Hello. Yes. Kirsten, welcome.
Thank you so much, Caitlin. Thank you so much for having us here. We're so honored and super excited.
Best place to start, always the beginning. So let's start at the top. Would you walk us through a little bit more about Out There Media, what you do, and why all of the global brands you serve care so much about rich messaging?
We created Out There Media a little bit more than 10 years ago and have become one of the global leaders in mobile advertising, always bridging the gap between carriers and big brands. We're in the middle with the technology in the middle. And especially in the last 4 or 5 years, we have been deep diving into RCS, which we call the game changer the industry has been waiting for. And here, in that space of RCS, we are working closely with Fortune 500 brands such as Netflix, Porsche, Unilever, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and we're super excited to showcase a few of those experiences to you here today.
Kirsten, would love it if you could honor us with a demo.
I have something for you,
Would you like an
Caitlin.
assistant?
Yes, and so I always say a case says more than 1,000 words.
I would love to assist you with that.
What we have with us here today is what we have recently built for Netflix in the start here of the new season to see what's up, showcasing some of the many interactive and conversational capabilities that exist with RCS.
Let's get it. This is my actual personal phone,
So first and foremost, we're looking at a verified sender, the logo of the customer, and a verified tick box, speaking of trust and verification, indicating that this is really Netflix behind that. If you click on that, Caitlin, we'll get a little bit more info about the brand, like their website and customer care, telephone numbers, and you name it. So more info about the actual brand and verified. Let's go back and let's start our RCS campaign with a rich card. Rich card, as the name suggests, is rich. Rich media, all kinds of videos and carousels, and that specific one, since it's Netflix, obviously is a video that is going to give us a little bit of a glimpse of what's on for the new season, if you would like to show that.
Let's give it a play.
It's happening.
Something is coming.
Very dramatic. So one of the cool things about that, we didn't actually leave the native messaging application. So this is my messaging application on my Samsung phone, and we did not actually leave.
You're in your good old SMS tray, in your good old native messages application on your phone. You haven't needed to download anything, sign up for anything. Exactly right. And we have not left it. It is a rich experience in that same SMS tray. Now let's see what's more.
Should I show me what's new? Let's give it a shot. All right.
And here is when we start a carousel. A carousel up to 10 cards. You can swipe left, you can swipe right. You're still not leaving your messages tray. Giving you a glimpse of what's new. And Caitlin, is there anything that catches your eye?
I'm gonna park it right here because this does look interesting. Let's just give it a gander.
The House of Guinness. So a little bit more information about the House of Guinness. That's what we call a web view. Again, a browser opens within the Messages app again, so you're still not leaving it. So are you actually interested to watching that show?
I am genuinely interested in this show.
So the bad news is it's not out yet.
Dang.
Hence, what would you want to do?
Let's remind myself.
Perfect. So if you go on Remind Me, that is when your calendar will open.
Perfect.
And you'll just tell your calendar to remind you when the show is up.
That is such a compelling experience. I'm getting excited about it. I'm super excited for our customers. I am curious, as you have decided to take this experience to the US market, why did you choose Bandwidth to help you do that?
Okay, 3 very, very obvious reasons. And there's not only 3, but the 3 main reasons are: first, scale. Fortune 500 clients like ours need scale and reliability. You guys have that. Next, very important, world-class customer service. I mean, look at this. Look at all that you guys are doing here for your customers, for all of us. Incredible. Combined with culture. Culture and trust. Incredibly important. I haven't seen that in a long time in the way you are doing that here, guys, these days. So. And last but not least, innovation and co-creation. I believe we will write history here in the US, creating an RCS powerhouse together, where in this partnership, 1 + 1 = 3.
I love that. My very favorite improper math where we come out ahead. To prove to the audience that this isn't actually a recorded demo, I'd love to get over here. Get over here. Let's take a quick selfie. Sure. Is this like the Oscars selfie, but it's even better because it's right here in the gym? Okay, all right.
But
we gotta get the double.
We do it like that? Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
We're the audience has got to get in there. Get in there. All right, wave y'all. Woo! Give it up for Kirsten Out There Media, y'all.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so before we go find somewhere to binge watch the season of Wednesday before all our other deep dive sessions, I would like to invite Jason Somerset to the stage to share with all of you how Bandwidth is innovating in voice AI. Jason, come on out.
At Bandwidth, we're not just responding to where the market is today, we're helping shape where it's going next. And that's why we launched the Bandwidth Innovation Studio. Our team is dedicated to exploring the future of AI and communications. And of course, the area that we're most excited about is voice AI. For voice AI agents, our advantage is clear. We own the network. And because we own the network, we can innovate at the physical edge. And we think that this is the key to unlocking the true potential of voice AI. To get there, we're tackling 3 key challenges. First, quality. True quality means delivering instant, natural conversations without robotic delays or accuracy issues. We've all learned the longer you give an LLM to think, the better it does. But the longer you give it to think, the more unnatural the voice conversation becomes. The second major challenge is voice AI data. You need to use your own conversational data to make your AI agents smarter so they can tackle more complex and higher value use cases. And third, multi-agent collaboration. Now, this is the next frontier, where multiple agents work together live on a single phone call. Today, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of specialized agents being developed inside most enterprises. Everything from fraud detection to account intelligence agents, but getting them to work together on a complex use case while still delivering natural, high-quality voice conversations is an unsolved problem. Our vision is to enable developers to run their agents right where the phone call happens. So we're developing a voice AI edge platform, leveraging our own models optimized for real-time communications. Our approach delivers both natural conversation and increases the model's thinking time for the most accurate responses. And we will do this as a privately deployable platform that keeps your sensitive data secure. So let's make this real. We built an AI receptionist to show you the foundational advantages of our edge architecture. I would like to invite Alex Green from our team to join me on stage to demo it. Alex?
Thanks, Jason. Traditionally, setting up a voice agent is a complex engineering project. Our goal is to reduce all that complexity to a simple 2-minute conversation that anyone could have. So to show you how this works, I want Jason to imagine he's the owner of a small business. Jason, what should we call it?
Sure, let's call this small business Harman Air, a local heating and cooling company. I imagine that my phone rings 24/7, and I probably never answer it, honestly, so that's probably gonna be a real problem for me.
Okay, let's solve that problem. I'll run you through our conversational setup flow. First question is simple. What's your website?
harmanair.net. I probably got this domain in the 90s for free, and my website probably looks like it too, but it's full of useful information, like information about our products and services, frequently asked questions, and of course, how to contact us.
Great. And what kind of problems would you like this agent to handle?
General inquiries and basic troubleshooting.
Got it. All right, let's see here. Do you have any documents that you'd like to upload to give this agent some deeper knowledge?
Alex, you know I get really into this stuff, and so of course I emailed you some documents last night. They have some technical manuals in them and some information I think the agent should use as knowledge.
Got it. I have them here. I'll upload them for you. Okay, let's see. It looks like it found this phone number for technical support on your website. Would you like to use it?
919, yep, that's the one.
Okay. And let's see here, that's it. Now, in the background, our platform is doing the heavy lifting. It's analyzing the website and the documents I provided to build a custom knowledge base. It's configuring the AI, provisioning a phone number, and deploying the entire agent to our Voice AI Edge platform.
Hey, Alex, that's pretty cool. And clearly, it solves a lot of problems for the user and eliminates a lot of technical complexity. And that's clearly one of the challenges. But I think I want to hear it in action. Do you think that we could test out a preloaded agent to hear what it can do?
Sure. Let's give it a call.
Okay.
We'll see how natural and responsive the AI receptionist is. I'll give it a call right here.
Thank you for calling Harman Air. This is Erica.
Hi, Erica. You all installed a new system for me about a week ago, and I'm having some issues with it. I hope you can help me out.
Who am I speaking with?
This is Alex over at Bandwidth.
Okay, Alex. I'll look at our schedule to see when we can get a tech out there.
No, sorry, Erica, look. I'm sorry, I have a massive number of people in here, and it's getting really, really hot. You just installed the system for me last week. Can I just talk to somebody on the phone who can help me troubleshoot it live?
Sure, I can do that. Would you like me to transfer you now?
Yes, that would be great. Thank you so much, Erica.
Hey, this is Jerry.
Hey, Jerry, this is Alex over at Bandwidth. That unit y'all installed for me last week, I'm having some problems with it.
Yeah, what's going on with it?
Well, I got a blank screen on the thermostat, and there's no air coming out of the vents.
The breaker? Okay, did you check if the breaker tripped?
Yeah, I checked that. The breaker's not the issue.
All right, next thing to check is the condensation drain. Sometimes that gets clogged and trips a float switch that shuts down the system.
Okay, yeah, I think I remember that's happened to me in the past. Hey, Jerry, remind me, where do I find the condensation drain line so I can look at it?
It's usually located near the outdoor unit in a drain pan. Look for a white or gray plastic tube.
Okay, great, got it. Hey, Jerry, I tell you what, I'm going to give that a try, and if that doesn't work out for me, think I can give you a call back? Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure thing. Just call back in and have them schedule a tech to come out. I'm just an AI agent built on Bandwidth's Voice AI Edge platform, so
Well, you know, Jerry, that's the live thing with demos. I was going to offer you a beer, but since you're AI, I guess I won't. Tell you what, have a good one, buddy. Thanks for your help.
What you just saw is more than a demo. It's a proof point. We've tackled the quality challenge on a real phone call.
Alex, sorry, so that was super cool. And Jerry's a character. In fact, he literally sounds almost exactly like the technician who worked on my own AC unit last summer.
He does, right?
Yeah. So it was natural, and clearly he's using the knowledge documents to be able to answer and troubleshoot your problems with you. So that's really cool. But what I think is really innovative is all of that was running self-contained on the Edge platform. And everything from the models to the agents to all the conversational data that was collected on that platform, literally right where the phone call happens.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Jason.
Okay, so before now, you've had to share your data, literally all of your conversational data, maybe one of your most valuable assets. You've had to share that with kind of everybody. So because our Edge platform runs in a self-contained deployment, you won't have to stitch together a patchwork of cloud-based services to make it run like that. And what that means, what I think that really means for developers is this approach has the potential to give them what they really need, both performance and quality and control over their data. Now that's really awesome. Let's go ahead and give Alex and the entire Innovation Studio team a round of applause. Thank you. So we've only just gotten started, and clearly we're very, very excited about the potential and the future of voice AI. We'd like to invite you to connect with us, to preview more of what you just saw, and to collaborate with us in shaping what comes next. But now, let's hand it over to our fearless leader, David Morgan.
So this morning, I told you that the most important moment in any conversation is the edge. Throughout today, we've shown you what it takes to win those moments. Every demo, every announcement, every story today has pointed to one thing. The edge is where your customer decides if they believe you, if they trust you, if they choose you. And now you get the speed, the accuracy, the trust, and the intelligence to win at that edge every single time. We're going to keep building, innovating, and standing right there with you at the edge of every critical conversation. Whether you joined us today online, or if you're in this awesome room getting ready to spend the afternoon with us, diving deeper, thank you for being here, and I challenge you to bring the edge to every conversation. Let's roll.